Well, as Irk Russell used to say, we had them the whole way. So, what a win. It's a great game, it's a hard-fought game. Credit to the other team, they fought and played, and it was a battle from start to finish. And fortunately, we came up with a couple more plays and were able to win. And these are such big games for us, the academy games and the emotional investment that's made, not just in the week or two that you have to prepare. It's year round, and so it's just not much feels better than winning an academy game. So I'm really proud for our team, proud of our seniors, and coaches did a great job, and thankfully we were able to find a way.
Coach Ken Kreitzer, Canvas Media, congratulations. Early on, the defense was making some plays. Caleb Fordner had a big stop on a 3rd and 5. Colin Madison, Casey Larkin, big plays. Casey Larkin gets an interception in the first half, and you get out to a 7-3 lead on Briggs Bartosh had a 35-yard run, and Cale Hellam had a 40-yard pass to Noah Short. How did you feel about that play?
Well, that was a big play, one we needed. We got in a kind of a oddball formation they call lonesome polecat, and we hit a play, and it was probably, I don't know, just the right call at the right time, and made a nice throw. We got behind them, and we were able to come down with the pass. And having that formation, just having a little wrinkle, that paid off for that play. And we got in those formations a little bit more as the game went along, and didn't get the big plays out of it, but that was certainly an important play. And Briggs running the ball. I mean, at the start of the drive, we hit the zone a couple of times with Briggs, and he did a nice job. And thought he was going to, down our sideline, thought he was going to be able to maybe outrun those guys, and got tracked down, and that set up the big pass play.
And Coach, in the second half, Gavin Shields stops the first Air Force drive with an interception. Mm-hmm. Air Force scores 10-10. What were you thinking at that point?
Well, turnovers are so big. It's a statistic that if you subtract any statistic from the play sheet here, whether it's yards rushing, yards passing, kicking game, penalties, anything, the most lopsided stat is going to be the turnover battle, and that's across FBS football. I mean, it's somewhere between 75 and 80% over the course of a season for all FBS games. If you win the turnover battle by at least one turnover, your chance of winning the game are between 75 and 80%. So one turnover is big. Getting two was, obviously those were huge plays.
And Coach, then in the beginning of the fourth quarter, you get a 13-play drive. Pass to Briggs Bartosh. Cale Hellam's had a 12-yard run, and they scored, I think it was the next play, on a 10-yard run. What did you think of that drive?
That was a really important drive, Ken. They had just scored to tie it up, and we answered by taking it down and getting a touchdown. That was a huge drive in the game. I was proud of our guys. Yards are tough in these games. It was hard to gain yards against those guys today. Everybody's playing the game so hard. Everybody wants to win so bad, but we certainly needed that one.
And then you get Air Force has got the ball, and they're driving, and then you get a big play. Cole Seawright gets a hit on the quarterback, forces a fumble that you recover.
Yep. Again, just when they can't complete a drive, when they turn the ball over to us, and certainly in that situation or that position in the field, that was a big play.
And I got to ask you about you get out of the field and it gets to 4th and 1, and you decide to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if we can gain 4.5 feet on that play, then we probably win the game. We're taking a knee and tossing the ball to the referee as the clock expires, and that's the whole thought, is we can win the game on that play. And if we punt it back to them, then they get an opportunity to put a drive together and go tie the game up. And I would much rather have the ball in our hands to finish the game than putting the ball in their hands taking a chance. As it turns out, we didn't make it. We missed a block on the backside. We were running a belly follow with the quarterback to the left, and we got 2 scoop blocks on the backside, and we didn't full scoop the backside B gap, and their best player scrambles and crawls. I mean, you see the play, it's impressive. He was playing his butt off and just sweep the foot of the quarterback and got him down, and they turned around and scored and scored that touchdown there.
Last question is, you get the ball back after Air Force ties it 17-all. You move down the field and you call a play for Cale Holmes to throw it down the field to Brady Anderson, get a 42-yard completion, then you get a Dawson Jones field goal to win the game. Tell us about that.
We had thrown a couple of post routes to Noah earlier in the game. I did hit the one early, the first touchdown out of that odd formation, but we threw a couple post routes where Noah had gotten behind him and was open. One, we got a pass interference call against them, and the other, he just flat out just threw it way too far. And so, turn around, throw another post route, and a different guy. But Brady got behind him, and in that situation, it's not easy to get behind the defense because we got to go the length of the field to get a field goal. And he got behind him, and Cale threw a great ball. We had really, really solid protection, and he delivered it.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Austin, go ahead on Zoom.
We'll go to Joe Iacono first. We'll keep it to 2 per person. If we have extra time, we'll come back.
Coach Monken, congratulations on the win, the semifinal game of the CIC trophy, if you will. First question for you, Coach Woody and your defense has really shut Air Force down the last couple of years. In fact, today was the first time they scored a touchdown in a while. They had the touchdown on the short field late, but what makes Nate Woody so good against Air Force, and really Navy too, but he just does such a good job defending Air Force?
He's been doing it a long time. He's got a background at Wofford where they ran the option. Played in the Southern Conference and had to defend Georgia Southern and the Citadel and all spring ball and all preseason camp in his own camp at Wofford running the option. Then he went to Appalachian State and defended Wofford, defended Citadel, and defended Georgia Southern in the Southern Conference. And then went to Georgia Tech. He's around Paul Johnson, so they're going against it all spring. And he just, over the years, has I think, put together a good scheme, and he gets the guys to play really well fundamentally, puts them in good positions. He doesn't give up big plays. That was the thing I always admired. When I coached against him when he was at Wofford, Wofford didn't have like the top talent in the league. That was, the Georgia Southern, Appalachian State. Those are the most talented teams in the league. But God, he would give everybody fits. Like, he'd be the top defense in the league and number 6 defense in the country. And I'm thinking, wow, how the heck does this guy do it with Wofford's players? And that's not a knock on Wofford's players, but I mean, you got Appalachian State, Georgia Southern, and Chattanooga, and I mean, just faster and more athletic, and he still would defend them. He'd go into playoffs and they defend people well. He's just, I think over the years, done a good job. He works really hard at it. He studies the other academies very intently, and there are biggest games, and it's hard to gain yards in any of these games. You know what? Their defense does a good job. Their defense did a good job against us. I mean, they outgained us today. They do a nice job. It's not like we're, going up and down the field on those guys. It's never been that way. It's always been really closely contested games, and just like today, it's just kind of maybe exactly what I expected. Just a slugfest.
And Coach, final question. speaking of how hard it is to gain yards on them, the third quarter, Army's offense only ran 3 plays, what you guys usually do to other teams. They went down, you had the interception, then there was, you guys got the ball, had the 3 and out, and then they went back down and scored. But after that score, you guys put together a 7-minute scoring drive. How crucial was that, and kind of what was the mindset and attitude of the team going into that drive?
Well, I got on the headphones after they scored, and I told Cody, I said, well, we've had enough time to make any adjustments. We better go down and score on this drive right here. Our guys are rested, and we ought to have everything squared away in terms of our assignments, and that's what we did. We went down and scored, so that obviously turned out to be a pretty important drive of the game.
We'll go to Sal Interdonato next. Sal, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. The Lonesome Polecat formation, is that something that was specifically designed for this game? And maybe do you know what inspired Coach Worley to design something like that?
We've never done it before, and we know how hard these games are to win, and how good a job they do defending us. And you talk about Nate Woody and the job that he does defending the option. Well, Brian Noor on their side does a great job defending the option. He's a really good coordinator. They've always defended us really well, and so we just felt like we maybe needed some things that were a little bit out of our wheelhouse and maybe out of theirs to create some plays and to put some people in space. So we didn't do it a bunch, but we had a penalty. We went out and lined up, and our guys didn't get on the line of scrimmage like they were supposed to. We had just called a timeout, and that's the one where Kale scrambled and went down the sideline and ended up getting it called back. But it was just, again, respect we have for how well they defend us. Just felt like we needed something else.
It was pretty emotional between you and Kale. Once Jones's field goal was good. Can you talk about how proud you are in his first CIC game to perform like this, especially in the clutch, and to kind of help will you guys to win?
I'm incredibly proud of him. We're proud of him. He's such a tough competitor. He is a gritty, rugged competitor. You know, what you want in a quarterback, guy's tough, guy's competitive, and guy's the winner. And I think that's what he is. That's what he was that in high school. There's a lot of plays that we left out there. There's some runs that he had that weren't great, some throws that he could have made that, didn't do a great job with. But, he made enough plays, and he made the play that we needed when it counted. And, I'm really enjoying watching our team kind of take on that tough fighter's personality that he has.
Seth Mendelson, go ahead. Seth, go ahead.
Coach, congratulations on the big win. Dawson Jones had 2 field goals, of course, made the last one. I guess it was 27 yards or so, right? Talk about him. He's had up and down season this year, and this was, on the biggest stage he came through.
He sure did, and when we needed him to, that was a big kick. And he's had some ups and downs. He's had some opportunities to kick some game winners, and some kicks that may have made a difference, and unfortunately we missed some of those. But he came up with a big kick at Kansas State that made a difference in the football game, and he made a big kick today that certainly was the difference in the football game.
My final question is, you mentioned how the team seems to be coming together, improving week by week. And it seems like they are. They're becoming fighters out there. They may not be the most talented team in football, but they certainly are about the toughest team in football. Your thoughts on that?
We've never been the most talented team in football, Seth. You've watched us for a good long time, and we never claim to be the team that's the most talented team. We just try to be the best team, and they are fighting, they are scrapping, and I feel like they've done that all year. I think our guys have really played hard and tried to play tough, and we haven't won every game. The other team's made some plays, and we screwed it up sometimes, but today we did enough, and I'm really proud of them, and I'm happy for them, because if there's there's any game you want to win, you want to win the Academy games. So I'm happy for our seniors and for our whole team.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats.
Thanks, Seth. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, the CBS broadcast caught a little skirmish before the game between assistant coaches on either side. Do you know what precipitated that, or
A rivalry, the animosity and just the emotion that's between the two teams and in the rivalry. Just that's part of competition, I guess. Guys get fired up and excited, and I don't know all what they filmed, what they saw, but
yeah. And then you had your team, or some of your players were kind of waiting for Air Force running out. I've just never seen that here. What is that? I mean, is that kind of a mind game thing? What's happening there?
I think our guys are ready to play. Their guys are probably ready to play. So again, it's a rivalry game. I don't know what you want us to do. I mean, it's not a friendly rivalry. None of these academies are. I think everybody else would like to think that these guys are all arm in arm, and they're just buddies, and send postcards to each other before and after the game. But during the game, they're just rock 'em, sock 'em. It's 365 days.
And then the fourth down call. I know you explained it. Given the stakes, you mentioned, and that's a gutsy call. Like, did you give it multiple thought, or is it just kind of automatic in your system that you're going to go for it
I was
on the
going to
fourth?
go for it. We got a chance to win the game. If we make that first down, they never get the ball back. If they didn't have enough timeouts, they had the 2-minute timeout, game's over. So we had to go 4.5 feet to end the game. We didn't give them credit. They made a great play. That Detroit kid, he made a great play and stopped it. And they scored. And unfortunately, we had enough time and made enough plays to go down there and kick the field goal. So I'm glad to see you again.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, I believe Matt. Yeah.